Hello everyone, my name is Najla Pandya from 11 Science 7, student number 25, and today I will show you about how to soldering components. So let's get started. So here are the tools that we need to do this project. So the first one is soldering iron. A soldering iron is a hand tool that plugs into a standard 120-volt AC outlet and heats up in order to melt solder around electrical connections. This is one of the most important tools that we need to soldering, and it can come in a few variations such as pen or gun form. And here's the second thing that we need to do the soldering. It's called soldering paste. It can clean the solder and then clean the soldering iron, so it is very important. And then next is a solder. Solder is a metal alloy material that is melted to create a permanent bond between electrical parts. Inside the solder's core is a material known as flux, which helps improve electrical contact and its mechanical strength. The last thing that I have here is the components. I use two cables because I want to unite the cables. You can use any of component that you want. So that's all the things that we need to do the soldering. So the first thing that you have to know if you want to soldering is make sure your soldering iron is on a clean condition. If not, you can use the paste of soldering, which can clean your solder iron. And then here we use the 40-watt of soldering iron, which is the basic one. And then the next thing we have to do is plug into a power source, which is we plug in the cable to a power source and wait until it becomes heat. And then here we have the solder, and here we have the solder paste to clean the copper inside the wires. It also can clean the soldering iron. And then here we have the wires, and I also took out the copper, and now we're going to do the soldering process. The next thing that we have to make sure is the copper part is being rotated like this. The next thing that we have to do is clean the copper with solder paste. This makes the copper easier to solder. After that, you can start soldering the copper with the soldering iron and a solder. Make sure the copper parts are properly soldered. Also, don't forget to soldering the second wire because we need to do the soldering on both wires. And the last thing we have to do is unite the copper with soldering iron. It's the same process as before. So this one is the last step you have to do in soldering components. After make sure the wire is united, you can turn off the soldering iron by plug out the cable from power source. So that's all from me, and thank you for watching my tutorial video. See you on the next tutorial video. Goodbye!